Hi everyone, my name is Lisa Smith. I am one of the matchmakers here at Midwest Matchmaking. As a matchmaker and dating coaches here, we spend a lot of our days telling our clients what to do when dating, when meeting new people. But today I'm going to go over 10 things not to do. So I'm going to share with you 10 questions not to ask on a first date. These are ones that we've seen our clients ask, and it just hasn't gone over well for whatever reason. So, we get to hear what happens on all of our clients' dates for those of you that don't know. So, both people give us feedback, both the good and the bad. The number one issue that we see preventing people from wanting a second or a third date and beyond is conversation topics on the first date. So we understand that first and even second dates can be really nerve-wracking, and it's totally understandable. However, if you let your nerves get the best of you, it's really easy to blurt out something weird in the heat of the moment or ask an inappropriate question to your date. So hopefully having these like at the top of your mind will prevent you from asking them if you're on a first date and that awkward, like inevitable silence comes up and you don't know what to say. Don't say one of these. So, um, first, before I go into these, another aspect that we like our clients to be wary of is don't talk about yourself the entire time on your date. Kind of make it a back and forth of asking questions between the two of you. Open the door to share more about yourself, but also make sure that your date is able to share about himself or herself as well, because that kind of gives the impression that you're interested in getting to know them better. But without further ado, here are the 10 questions that we think that you should not ask on a first date, even a second date, probably. Leave these ones for when you know each other a little bit better. So, first and foremost, do not ask your date, how much money do you make? On a first date, you know, your jobs are really normal conversation topics, but asking people to reveal their salary, especially so early on, can be really intrusive. So some of you might have encountered gold diggers on like your local dating sites or local dating apps. Um, and if you ask this question, that it can kind of come across that that is what you are as well. So even if you're asking just purely out of curiosity, seeking out your date salary can really make your date doubt your intentions and like relationship priorities. So that's question number one we recommend avoiding. Number two, this is one that we see happen a lot on first and second dates. What happened in your last relationship? So this your first date is just that. It's a first date. It's not an interrogation. It's totally normal to be curious about what went on in the person's dating life before, or how many relationships they've been in. But now isn't the time to figure out those details. Your date is likely to feel like really judged and put on the spot. So save this date for once you build a genuine connection. Then it's okay to discuss these details once you see the relationship going somewhere. That's the time that I would bring them up. See if there's anything you need to know. It's important that you are keeping the tone of the date upbeat and positive, and this could just kind of dredge up like some painful memories. So spend your time talking about kind of more lighthearted topics. Next question we recommend avoiding. Number three, where do you see this going? So, if your date is going well, it's kind of natural to hope that you two will continue to see each other. But asking about the future of a relationship on the first date is just a little premature. You two barely know each other yet. It can make you appear kind of desperate, needy, someone who takes just whoever they can get. It shows a lack of self esteem and confidence, and maybe too that you don't really know how to set up healthy boundaries. Moving on to number four, this is kind of similar to the question number three or number two that I mentioned. So number four, why are you still single? So even if you're going for flattery here, like you're trying to say like, oh, like I can't believe you're single, like you're so great. It's not a question that will be viewed super positively by your date. You're just essentially you're implying that nothing's wrong with them, and that's why, or that something is wrong with them, and that's why they're still single. And you're trying to find out just exactly what it is. You're also kind of implying that being single is just negative on its own, which it's not. Not everyone's goal in life is to be in a relationship, and not everyone is on the same timeline. So it can just be perceived as a little insensitive. Number five, how many people have you dated through however you met? So whether it's through Midwest Matchmaking, whether you met on an online dating app, talking about your past dates again is something we would avoid. It's never an appropriate question to ask someone this early on. Someone's past business is just their business. We also, it's hard if they're talking about past dates, they're thinking about those past dates, and then it is making them think about maybe people they've been on dates with or in a relationship in, and it will be hard for them to see you in a romantic light when they're thinking of like an ex. And then the next question, where are you really from? So asking your date this might seem innocent enough, but it can be kind of a loaded question. So if they respond with, I'm from Des Moines, and their response is met with, no, but where are you really from? It's to imply that they can't actually be from the country they live in. It's totally normal to be curious about someone's like ethnicity and heritage. However, it just kind of implies that they do not belong. So kind of has like an underlying message and assumption